Masamichi Begazuma and the policeman are talking about their recent predicament by the river at the start of chapter 157 of Dandadan. After that, when Zuma and the officer go to a cemetery, they are amazed by the family grave that the officer built for Zuma's relatives. Zuma considers his family's lack of wealth while he and the policeman pray. Zuma talks about the presents his mother gave Futa, his younger brother. According to him, Futa treasured the umbrella and hand-me-down boots that his mother had given him. Furthermore, according to Zuma, his mother gave up on life after Futa's passing. Zuma sobs and wishes that he had died rather than Futa. The policeman consoles Zuma and assures him that he shouldn't pass away. For dinner, the two head back to the officer's house. We then go back to the current timeline. When Momo awakens, she sees Zuma being fought by the police, Akaran, and Serpo. Recall that Zuma is still controlled by the fairy tale card. Zuma is instructed by the officer to resist the control of the fairy tale card. Zuma attempts to counter the fairy tale card. The fairy tale card becomes popular and makes an effort to get out of this world that everyone is stuck in. Momo runs to Akaran and extends her regret for what she did. Momo is comforted by Akaran, who says that he would have acted in the same way she had. Abruptly, Momo and Akaran are rushed over by Turbo Granny and her group. Our couple is told by Turbo Granny to exert more effort. Akaran queries Turbo Granny about her communication with Rin. Momo is informed by Akaran that Rin is stationed somewhere at the same time. Momo is informed by Turbo Granny that Rin was brought along in case they needed to find a way out. As the chapter comes to an end, Turbo Granny contacts Rin via a Serpo device. The review of the chapter. In our earlier article about the Dandadan manga, we advocated for Tatsuyu Kinabu to go back to the current day. The backstory of Zuma and the cop was interesting, but this small-scale flashback plot became repetitive after a while. Thankfully, this chapter concluded with a happy ending for readers before bringing the fairy tale card back into play. Fans will love the last glimpses we get of Zuma's past and that of the officer before we get to the fairy tale card. Seeing the two pray at Zuma's family tomb was heartwarming. It was also a wonderful touch when the police told Zuma to continue living for the benefit of his family. It may be argued that additional filler was necessary to convince fans of the two's relationship. But this cemetery scene combined with the saving child scenario ought to be sufficient to let fans in on Zuma and the officer's close bond. Apart from that, it's wonderful to see Momo, Serpo, Akaran, and the others once more. Even though it's strange to watch our heroes give up, it's wonderful to know that they can count on their friends to provide them encouragement in dire situations. Having said that, Dandadan has done a fantastic job overall of giving its supporting and one-off characters meaningful tasks to perform. Characters in most stories are usually there to fulfill specific roles in specific story arcs. Nonetheless, this comic demonstrates to readers that supporting characters can have just as much depth and significance as the main cast. For Dandadan, this was an enjoyable outing overall.